Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and we're live right now because I got a lot to talk about with this New York Knicks team. The New York Knicks are coming off a terrible loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder on Sunday, and I was unable to make a video on that because I was very busy, and I got a lot to talk about when it comes to that game. Because the Knicks broke a franchise record with the most points in the first quarter, most points at the half, and they give up 145 to the Thunder and lose. That's totally unacceptable. And the defense is obviously, if you guys watched my video a couple days ago, the biggest issue with this team. Cam Reddish had a phenomenal day, but it doesn't matter because the Knicks blow a big lead and they allow the OKC Thunder to walk into the Garden and completely light it up and drop 145 points when we put up 135. Crazy stuff. But let's think forward. The Knicks are on a big-time road trip now. They are on the road tonight to start it off against the Utah Jazz, and then the Denver Nuggets, and then the Golden State Warriors, the Phoenix Suns, and to finish it all off, we're back against the Thunder. Now, what needs to change for this Knicks team to get back on track? That's really what I want to talk about in this video. Number one, it's obvious. It's the damn defense. I mean, look at the numbers right here. These are the top three players on the Knicks. Offense is not an issue with this team. We have three players that are around 20 points per game. Randall with 20.8. Brunson, 19.5. RJ Barrett, 18.9. I mean, they're all right up there in scoring. The issue right here with the Knicks, it's simple, man. Is this system that Tom Thibodeau is implementing with this defense, with the traps and the double teams and leaving wide open shooters all the time working? Doesn't seem that way. And I think we all know that without Mitchell Robinson, it's really hard for this defense to play efficiently because he's low-key our only good defensive player on this team in terms of confident being the anchor of the D. So it's hard to evaluate the defense without Mitchell Robinson. But when it comes to the depth behind Mitch, I like Hartenstein, I like Jericho Sims, but they're not defensive prowess centers. And the system doesn't work without a rim protector. So Tom Thibodeau's seat's hot right now. And he has a lot of working to do because things need to change, whether it's rotations, whether it's the system, whether it's the scheme. Something needs to change because this Knicks team is historically bad defensively this year. And the reason of that is the brand of basketball that Tom Thibodeau is playing with this Knicks squad is a little outdated. It worked a couple seasons ago, but we're wasting a great offensive talent of this team. Offensively, I love the way this team is going. They move the ball freely. They're playing unselfishly. Jalen Brunson is a great point guard that we've been waiting for. Randall's playing pretty well. If you want to admit it, it's true. Look at the numbers. RJ Barrett's getting his rhythm. Cam Reddish exploded. I mean, offensively speaking, there's not an issue here. It's the defense that's really going to hold this team back. And if you look at the job that the front office did in the offseason, if you look at the players on the court, personnel-wise, who is to blame? Gideon's in the chat says, I don't think we should fire Tibbs yet. He needs to make better offensive sets. Yeah, I'm not on the fire Thibodeau train yet. I think it's a little too early. But at the end of the day, I am starting to talk about that being a conversation after the year or if this continues. Because when you're a coach like Tom Thibodeau that prides yourself on defense and prides yourself on all that type of stuff, and then the offensive sets aren't really that good, the question deserves to be, or the topic deserves to be talked about, right? Because I'm not saying we should fire him right now, but at the end of the day, if he continues to put out a product on the court like that, where the Knicks historically put up offensive numbers and they don't even win, bro, if I told you the Knicks dropped 135 points and they lose by 10, what does that tell you? And watching that Thunder game, dude, it was just so frustrating. How many times are we going to continue to switch and trap players in the paint and leave shooters wide open in the corner? How many times? It's like Tom Thibodeau's system is all about, okay, let's just allow these guys to shoot open threes and hope they miss. Not working, coach. That's not working. So there are some players that need to improve their game individually. This team is not perfect, and I think we can all agree that this team right now is good enough to beat on the bad teams, but they have not proved to beat the good teams. And the Thunder, they're right there with the Knicks. I mean, they're like an average, below average team, and we couldn't even beat them. So now when you talk about tonight's game against the Utah Jazz are 10-5. I mean, going into the year when they traded away Donovan and Gobert, everyone expected them to be like a tanking team. Not the case. The Utah Jazz are playing very good basketball. Now, if they can go 3-2 on this road trip, that will flip the script of this season very quickly. Because these 5 games are really going to be important. Because if we get buried, and if we cannot at least win 2 or 3 of these games, then the season, Knicks fans are very impatient, right? There's a lot of things to talk about. Brunson is a stud and a gem. RJ's making the same mistakes he made in year 2 and year 4. Randall's okay because the ball is not in his hand as much. Tibbs is destroying the young player's confidence. Yeah, I don't understand the RJ Barrett benching in the second half at all in that game. The rotations are interesting. He's running a deep rotation. He has to figure it out. Evan Fournier just looks like a liability in my opinion. But you're right. I mean, RJ's been consistent in the past couple of games leading up to that Thunder game, and he is still making some mistakes you want to see cleaned up. Randall's playing better, but at the end of the day, it's hard to really point fingers at individual performances when you see how this team's playing together. Because what Tom Thibodeau preaches all the time is togetherness on both sides of the floor, and we're seeing it on one side offensively, but defensively it's just not all there. Because if we were playing hard-nosed Tom Thibodeau style defense, we'd be a very good team this year because of how well our offense is playing. That's really it. Like, we got to give Julius Randle credit. He looks like a completely different player. Jalen Brunson is a gem. RJ Barrett has been up and down this year. When he finds his consistency, that's when I think this Knicks team will start winning more games. And then when Mitchell Robinson comes back and starts staying out of foul trouble and defending the paint like he's supposed to, that's really what it comes down to. Protecting leads in the third and fourth quarter is the key. There's no way you win a game when you give up 145 points. No way. It's facts. If you're expecting to win when you're giving up 145, good luck. Do you think Tibbs low-key is losing the locker room? I don't think so. I think it's a little too early to think that, in my opinion. But that's slowly going to change. I mean, listen, we can't pretend that this Knicks team is out of it, right? And the season's over. They're 6-7. They're only one game under 500. There's a long season ahead of us. But we're just evaluating what we've seen from this Knicks squad right here in front of us, right? They had a great win on the road against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They come back, they go to Brooklyn and get destroyed. They beat the Pistons like they're supposed to, and they should have beat the Thunder, but they lost. So now they have a chance to get back on track. Guys, if you're enjoying the show, please do me a favor. Hit that like button on your way in. I had to go live today to give you guys my thoughts of the road trip upcoming because there's a lot of things to break down. So again, guys, hit that like button if you enjoyed. And I think the Knicks team has a big chance because the Thunder are 10-5. The Nuggets are 9-4. The Warriors are 6-8 somehow. The Suns are 8-5. And then we verse the OKC Thunder again. So I'm looking at this road trip at 3-2. I mean, that's me being optimistic, right? That's me just hoping that it's right. But the way that happens is Julius Randle continues to play at the level that he's playing at. If RJ Barrett can get more consistent, if Jalen Brunson can continue to be that point guard, can Cam Reddish replicate his performance against the Thunder consistently? And the most important of it all that we've been talking about forever, can the defense hone in and stop double teaming when you don't have to and giving up wide open shots for three and allowing teams to come back and storm back? That's really it, bro. That's really it. I think the Knicks have a chance to win tonight, get revenge against the Thunder, and then win one of the Nuggets, Golden State, Phoenix games. Won't be easy. All these teams in the West Coast are difficult squads to go up against, But I got confidence in the Knicks, man, to bounce back. We haven't really had one of those games this year where we beat an opponent that's like, damn, that team's good. I mean, the Timberwolves are like the best team we beat, low key, right? Because we beat the Hornets, they're 4-11. We beat the Pistons, they stink. We beat the Magic, they're 4-10. We beat the 76ers without Embiid and Harden. And then we beat the Pistons, right? So we haven't really beat anybody yet this season where we're like, damn, we can compete with good teams. So this is the opportunity where the Knicks can get one of those victories to prove that we have a chance to make some noise this year and prove to Knicks fans that this is not another year like last season. So that's really my thoughts, guys. I want to go live real quick for a couple of minutes to give you guys my overall takes on what's been going on. These are the 3 Knicks stats so far in terms of Randall, Brunson, and Barrett. Pretty good stats for those 3 players individually. But when it comes to as a team, defensively, bottom in the league. You don't win games that way. And if I don't blame you for expecting losses on the road trip, but I feel like this Knicks team has what it takes to compete, man. They got the talent. They really do. So that's really my thoughts, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video if you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in my recap video later tonight. Let's go, Knicks. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.